All right, let's go ahead and do this. So I decided for this week, and again, I missed last couple of weeks. So one week um, I was just not feeling it, and then this past week I was not feeling well at all. So yeah, so here we are. I'm recovered, doing good, can't complain. So let's do this. So for this time, I decided to go with the deck of cards. So we've done all kinds of stuff so far. Why not cards? Sounds pretty cool to me. So let's start off. All right, the deck. Here we go. So the deck. You were created by one with invincible will, great magical skill, and a desire to laugh in the face of destiny. Describe them. Hmm. Let's see. I am made of 53 pieces, crafted by the hands of Romany, which so let's start with that. I don't want to use Gypsy; it's Romany. Let's see. So let's see here. All right. So which um, let's see here. I am not made from the finest of materials, but rather scraps found here and there. Paper and vellum and parchment. Are those all synonyms? I'm not sure. My creation had been planned, though over time I would be finished when I was finished. As it would happen, Rosemary finished me just as her daughter was spurned by the local magistrate who had left her with child. She gave me as a gift to him. Let's see. She gave me as a gift to him a gift as random as my cards. As the cards which make me up. He was a gambling man after all, and knew that good came with bad. Little did he know that I was made for chaos. Enchant. All right. Let's see here. Ah, Just a second, I'm adjusting my stream manager. Okay, that's better. Okay, let's do this. All right, so we've done that. Let's do, again, if you've watched this series, you know where we're going. We're going to go through the steps of going through the ages and whatnot with the deck. So 3 traits. Let's see. I like deceptive, talkative. Ooh, that's interesting. And deceptive, talkative, and what's the third one? What's the good one for whatever the concept of again? So I found that each time you make an artifact, it's great to start off with like a thing that it's for, that it represents its core thing. This one is chaos, for example. So yeah, so deceptive is chaos. Talkative, I want to make this a talkative object with its bearer. How about fragile? I think that'll make for interesting story here. So deceptive, talkative, and fragile. So yeah, I mean, it's a deck of cards. It's bound to be, you know, wounded or things lost at some time, you know. Okay. So let's start off with the first thing here. So we have let's see, 3 traits. Let's go to, again, we start off as usual with Act 1, Newly Forged. I'm going to use Walks of Life for at least a bunch of these. So let's see what happens here. So descriptor of this first person. Again, I'm kind of in the I find that I make most of these items like they're created for a purpose, for a person, at least to start with. So yeah, let's choose this guy. So this guy is what do you call it? A magistrate. So like a, you know, lawyer, judge. So let's see here. So under role, I'm gonna call him a tyrant. He's kind of one of those, you know, charismatic evil people, you know. Lured in the Romany girl with his wiles, used her, and tossed her aside when she wasn't worth his while anymore. So let's call it Ambitious Tyrant. Again, technically you're supposed to roll dice for this, but I've gotten this far in this series without rolling dice, and I just kind of like using these ideas as inspiration. So this is the All Walks of Life add-on to the game, where instead of kind of going straight from the book as to who your bearer is, you kind of create them more kind of, you know, deliberately, or at least more in a more in a kind of in a more exact way type of thing. So you learn more about them. So let's say formidable beard and mustache. Their drive is to let's see here. I don't know, become the richest in the land. Or you know what? Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, let's just go with that. Become the richest in the land. You want to be a rich man. All right, sorry about that. All right, so yeah, so let's see. So they want to become the richest in the land. Their strength is a cunning, strategic mind, which kind of feeds into the whole, gambler thing. And the flaw, insatiable lust for power. All right. So that's the first keeper. Actually, I'm gonna be getting out of order here. But let's go with this. So, Smithius, the magistrate. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so describe the keeper. Answer to the keeper's questions. Do I have to do anything with the... Go back to the artifact real quick. All right. Yeah, looks like no. Anyway, we'll go on with this. All right, so newly forged. All right, so describe the keeper and the acquisition. So yeah, we'll kind of continue with that, and then we'll do keeper's questions. And go from there. Okay, so let's see. Smithius. Let's see here. Smithius received the gift of me with let's see here. So like I want to like with a feeling that he truly deserved me and the magic that I represented. All right. It did not, as it turned out, change his mind as to whether or not to marry the Romany girl who he had left with child and without his support. Let's see, we connected immediately and talked into the night. I learned much of him and found that his biggest tell when at the gambling table was to stroke his beard. Stroke his beard with his left hand when he had a good hand. The first night, that first night, I showed him how to win. With me or any other set of cards. That was the first step. Okay, so we established how this person came to carry this. So let's do keeper questions. So in the case of we're using all walks of life. So there's two questions. What about them and their world one about them in the world, and one question about what they achieved with your power and influence. So a lot of this kind of asks you to kind of already tell the story. But we'll go with that. All right. All right, so what's the first one? The first question for him, something about his world. So what did Smithius want most? So this is where we're going to basically cover, like, kind of what we talked about before. Power. I keep doing it. Okay. Power, money, the usual. I gave him a bit of both. Using my knowledge and my skill at being easily concealable, no few cards found their way into first his pocket and then the table to win a hand. But with winning must come losing, and I made sure it had a good amount of experience with that as well. All right. What did the keeper accomplish with me? Okay, so let's see. So, and again, it's kind of out of order in the sense that we're going to kind of cover this. We're going to kind of cover this in later parts of this here. So, of like the going around in the pattern of, you know, what do you answer here, what do you answer there, with various keepers, etc. But okay, so what did the keeper accomplish with me? What Smithius didn't know. Let's see. Oh, let's save that. So it amused me to help the magistrate accumulate gold and jewels through the time we spent together. He found many, alas, attracted to both him and his piles of gold. He found many others who wanted his favor, and through the system of favors, Smithius found his way to even higher courts, and was soon spending time with the richest nobles of the land, both in their homes and at the gambling halls. Okay. All right, so we've answered the two questions. Now we choose one of the two tables. So the question is, are we going victories and valor, or neglect and mischief? This is a tough one. Let's see here. Let's go with neglect and mischief, just because. Let's do this one. I think we've done this one in a little while at least. Okay. Okay. You intentionally deceived or refused to help your keeper, leading to their demise. What took place and why did you act in that way? Chaos is an interesting thing. I gave and took and sought for no sense of balance whatsoever. In fact, I had not decided my keeper's fate. Ooh, let's do a capital K. Keeper's fate until he had dealt his first hand on that night. It came up with even scepters, and I decided that boded badly for him. When the noble accused him of cheating, I found, let's see, pieces of me found their way into both his sleeves and his pockets. And it was that night that he learned that while we had a kind of friendship, I was certainly not on his side. That wouldn't be very chaotic, would it? All right, so as part of the neglect and mischief trait, we're going to change something. I'm going to say it's a physical appearance thing. I like this. So, unfortunately, for me, the noble put his blade through my keeper's chest, close to where yet another of my cards was hidden, and ran me through, just as it had his heart. Just a slit in my vellum, mind you, but a slit cut just the same. Quite the bit of chaos. No? Nice. Right, so let's go back to the newly forged. Again, this is the first keeper. Let's answer an artifact question, so that's next. So let's see, what's a good one? Let's see. Let's do this one. Cool. All right. At least one of your cards was taken from you. You were changed. What card was it, and what new form has it taken? As a trophy of his kill of my former keeper, Noble took the ace of, let's see, ace of emeralds from me for his own. Let's see. If there was a suit of me that was more slated for lawfulness or chaos, this would be the former. More chaos for me. Nice. Okay. All right, so we've done the question. Let's see. We already established how the keeper loses me, so let's go to, it's time to move in time. So again, one thing about this game is the writer specifically made it so that there would be time lapses in your gameplay. As the artifact is kind of, in limbo, not being born, not being kept by someone. And again, as I play this game, I definitely get this feeling that these artifacts don't grasp time like we do. Like eventually, as I go along, I generally get they get the idea like, oh, these mortals last for only so long. But yeah, they still don't grasp time as all. So it's kind of just like a blinking for them. Like they blink, or it's or they kind of lose track of things. Next thing you know, they have a new keeper and that kind of thing. So yeah. So let's see. So the question is, how long between this keeper and the next? I haven't done this before, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to say no time at all. So there is no rest during this one. So yeah. So no time at all passes before I find a new keeper. So I'm assuming that like someone literally at the table picks me up. The noble who kills him takes the trophy, and but there's still cards left. There's still me left, and it seems like a lucky deck, kind of, sort of. So yeah. All right. So what's this person? So let's figure out who the next keeper is. All right, we're going to go back to all walks of life. That expansion on Artefact, where you kind of get more in depth in picking your keeper. So I'm going to say, let's see here. An explorer. That sounds cool. I'm going to say, Let's go with a hardened explorer. Let's see, hardened explorer. Let's see. Let's try to look in their, find their look here. Yeah, so yeah, hardened explorer. The kind of the thing about them, there will be a pipe etched with tales of yore. Their drive will be to to retire and leave this life behind. They're hardened, they're getting old. You know, it's time to, you know, get that discovery or whatever that will take them over the edge and allow them to, you know, retire and live on their laurels, as it were. So let's see, their strength will be let's see. It's a tough one. I say let's do unending patience. The flaw will be the entity of a legendary beast. Sounds cool. All right, let's go for that. All right. All right, so let's describe the keeper and acquisition. Keeper 2. She will be Corrine, the explorer. Corrine was just passing through, as they say, when my former keeper met with a touch of chaos. Where did that come from? She had noted my markings as the pieces of me fell to the ground all around the corpse. And when the others had dispersed, she stayed behind to pick me up. For she knew I was no normal set of cards. Good job. All right, so 2 questions about Corrine. Let's see, something about Corrine in the world. Let's kind of go with what I was building on before. What is Corrine's goal? Corrine, let's hold this real quick. A hardened and aging explorer had never quite made her mark, but she knew that the find of a lifetime had to be just over the horizon. Ever the gambler. I can appreciate that. She had felt the power of chaos and chance in her life so many times before. So taking me on was just another day to her. Alright, what do we accomplish together? What did we accomplish together? Okay. Let's see. Through our seasons together, she tried to use me as a divining deck, which I surely am not. I let her believe that, though, in our chats together, as we exchanged thoughts and ideas through the days and nights. My loyalty is to chaos, after all. Let's see. I led her down many a wrong path in our time, but she kept hoping that the next draw of me would lead her to a place that she could write about and be known for. And perhaps books written to retire upon. Okay. Okay, so now we choose from a table. Let's do Valor and Victories. Let's see here. This is a good one. Okay. A mythical beast or mortal guardian stood watch over an ancient treasure. With strength or trickery and your help, your keeper overcame them. What were they protecting, and why did your keeper need to? So this is going to feed into kind of the that part when I created Corrine, yeah, Corrine, where like her greatest foe was this mythical beast. So let's go with that. Let's kind of wrap that all in here. All right. Let's see. One day, while leading Corrine wrong, she found the right path all on her own. Sometimes, chaos even surprises me. We found ourselves at the hidden entrance to the Silver City, a long-lost city of riches and technology. lost to the world ages ago. Guarding the entrance was a sphinx who challenged Corrine. I spelled Corrine up there, my own character, to a game of chance, for which she eagerly agreed. She would either win and enter the city, unlocking all of its riches and secrets, or the Sphinx would devour her. I was surprised at my own turns as they played upon my cards, and she won. I was as surprised as she. The Sphinx was good to its word and allowed her entrance. Let's see here. Sphinx will allow her entrance. Ooh. This is going to take a turn. Alright, so we've done that. So we've done the basic story. There's going to be a turn here. Let's see, a detail. So we're going to change something here. Let's see. Let's change a trait. Let's go to let's give it fragile and go truly chaotic. All right. So we'll keep on going here and kind of go back to the normal set of questions from Act 1, Newly Forged. And this will be, consider how the Keeper loses you. Let's see. So what the Sphinx didn't tell her was that she had won the ability to enter, but the creature had said nothing about allowing her to leave. So, with all of the knowledge of the Silver City at her fingertips, and all of the wealth that she could have spent in hundreds of lifetimes, she was trapped and whiled away her days until one night, you know what? One morning, she simply never awoke. And there I lie. Alright, so time will pass. Ooh, I thought I was over this cold, but certainly coming back. Okay, so time passes. We're gonna go for the max here, so it'll be a decade. Which in rest time is a minute. So let's see. A decade passes. All right. So again, the way this game is designed, when it's kind of like downtime for the item, it's downtime for you also. So you basically take some time to meditate, basically in silence, and it represents. Excuse me. It represents you kind of waiting for your next keeper to show up, your next bearer. So, in this case, again, we're going to rest for 1 minute. It represents a decade here. So let's get my timer. I actually remember my timer for the first time. That's right. So we have a minute. So it says to, as you rest, think about the silence and solitude of abandonment. So yeah, this is the first time I've been not really kept since my creation. So this is a new experience for me, just lying there, unused. So sad for an item. So yes, I'm going to close my eyes. Close my eyes and rest, meditate for a minute, and I invite you to do it with me. Kind of just close your eyes, breathe in and out, be silent, and we'll be back in a minute. Here we go. There we are. 1 minute. So as I think I mentioned this every single time, but it's amazing how long a minute takes when you're not doing anything at all, when you're literally thoughtless at rest, eyes closed. A minute seems like a long time. Otherwise, a minute goes pretty darn fast. So it's all a matter of perspective, I suppose. So a decade has passed. Now we're in the Act 2, A Time of Glory. Our first keeper here. And a little foreshadowing down here, the ruination. All right, so A Time of Glory. This is kind of like our middling years as an artifact, if you will. Yeah. Let's see here. So, let's continue. Let's see. Let's go with, let's just create another keeper, as we have been. Let's see. So what will this person be? I like a good bard. So let's call this a confident bard. Let's see. A tricorn hat and long coat with tails. That's pretty cool. Their drive is to create an enduring masterpiece. This all is coming together. And they need inspiration. They need a muse. Maybe I'm that muse. Their strength is that they have a silver tongue. Sure. Let's go all the way into the bard stereotype, right? Their flaw is that they're frail. They have a frail body, thin and brittle. That sounds good. Kind of like the pencil neck geek of the bard world, if you will. All right. So let's see. This one's name is Ortavius. Ortavius the Bard. Damn it. And bold all these. All right. Ortavius the Bard. So while my former keeper wanted to write a book and then use monies gained from it to slip into retirement, my new keeper wanted to create the song, the tale, for which he would always be remembered. He not only beat the Sphinx to gain entrance to the city, but also talked his way out, imitating a ghost. For the Sphinx had no way to sense the living from the dead, as it turned out. Nice, that's a good start. Again, not a lick of combat could this individual survive, but he can sure trick a Sphinx. All right. So that's how we get the keeper comes to get us. So of course we're picked up, right? Let's see here. The keeper's questions. Ooh, pardon me. Seeing, so let's finish this here. Seeing myself amongst the treasures, he realized that I was perhaps the most valuable of all. Perhaps not in riches, but to him as a storyteller. Let's see. So, questions. What is their goal in life? And then also, what song did you help them to compose? All right. So their goal. Ortavius, though young, knew that he was only mortal, and one day his days would come to an end. So he decided that his way to immortality was through authoring a song that would last through the ages. and be sung far and wide by young and old, rich and the poor. The where's some other opposites we can do here? The ambitious and the lazy. What song did we help to compose? Through our travels, we put together songs of each of the places of wonder that we touched. I sought to deceive him and lead him off of the path that he was seeking, but I got caught up in the wonder of creation. It is said that that chaos precedes creation, and thus it went with us. Who even rhymed it? My web captioner sucks. So bad. But it's all I got, so I'm trying my best, people. I'm trying my best. We wrote the songs of the cities, starting with the Silver City itself. It seemed he had tricked not just the Sphinx, but a trickster such as I into bending to his will, and I could not fault him. Fought him for it. Okay. All right, so we're going to let's see. Let's answer an artifact question first. Let's go to the deck. All right. So, okay, so this is a good one. I do love these honorifics. What the heck? Oh. So let's see. So let's go up here. So we were 53. We got one taken away, so we're 52. So it'll be 52 cities, each card a city. So I'll be the card of the city, or the deck of the cities. Due to Ortavius's this is a song, I became known as the deck of the cities. The song was sung about a bard telling a tale to a king, using each card from a deck as a city's tale to be told. And he described me in great detail. The point where, when he traveled, those for whom he sung wanted to set eyes upon me. Interesting. And kind of the neat thing about doing this is that I don't know where things are going. I mean, I really don't have any preconceptions. When I first start out the night, when I'm first starting out the story, the first thing I figure out is, well, okay, what tonight, which item am I doing? So I do that. And then the only other thing I do is I get kind of an idea of, like, again, what's its thing? Justice, revenge, chaos in this case. And, everything else kind of develops in there. I don't plan ahead at all. I don't really know what's coming. So I'm as surprised as you when everything comes out. So there you are. All right. So we did the questions. Now we have to do. We have to go through the one of the tables. So let's see. Again, this is again, what is chaos? I mean, chaos isn't balance. We aren't looking for balance of good and bad, or right and wrong, or this or that, left or right. Where chaos is technically, chaos can be all left or all right. What's more chaotic than expecting something different and it not happen? I don't know. So let's see here. Let's see. Let's do this one. So this is a victory in valor, but it's not going to turn out that way, I don't think. So here we go. Okay. So let's bold this real quick. All right. So your keeper uncovered an insidious conspiracy in their people's ruling class. With your help, they exposed the devious scheme. What is the price for speaking the truth to power? And this is also how he's going to come to lose me. Here we are. One night, as Octavius's hair was beginning to turn gray, he spent it in a luxurious castle where he entertained the king himself and the guests of the court, using me as a prop for his song. Spent. All right. I sensed what was happening in the castle, and chaos got the better of me. Oh, how I loved this keeper. But it isn't in my nature to always play a good hand to those who bear me. He dealt me as divining cards. And by the fourth draw, I told the tale of betrayal and murder by none other than the king himself. My truths were undeniable, but the king brushed them aside, even as he ordered Artavius to the dungeon. I lied there on the wet floor, watching Artavius first waste, and then rot away. The price for honest entertainment was paid by the bard. Okay. So yeah, it's like, again, I was honest, but the effect wasn't good for my keeper, but that's not what, chaos is about. I'm not a deck of loyalty. It's a deck of chaos. Good things are twisted into bad, bad into good, etc., etc. All right. Let's see. Let's do another physical appearance thing. As I lie on this wet ground, my edges would deteriorate slightly, just enough so that they were the roughness of them could be felt with the fingertip, but it was enough to change me. I don't know where that's going. That's kind of came out. So, and we've already established how I leave my bearer. All right. So the question is now, how much time passes? I'm gonna go big. I think again, it's like. So let's see. A month, a year, a decade, a century. Centuries or a millennium is where I can go with this age. I'm gonna say, let's go another decade. And that's another minute in this case. All right. So a decade passes. All right. So let's do our minute. All right. So another minute. So again, I encourage you to do as I do. Take this minute to meditate in silence. And let's see. Each age kind of tells you a different thing to think of while you're resting. As you rest, think about the weight of every passing day, growing imperceptibly with each sunset. Nice, huh? All right. Okay, here we go. 1 minute on the clock. Starting. Submit. All right. Cool. All right, so let's get back to it. So, where are we at here? All right, so we have another keeper in this age, the Time of Glory. Our keeper number 4. Let's look at the All Walks of Life expansion. And let's see here. Let's say it's a... Call him a wild outlaw. Red Bear, tattered rags. What do they want out of life, this outlaw? Lose myself in stupor to forget. Ooh, nice. Let's go with that. So a strength is... Let's see here. It's going to be like this crazy drunken dude. Almost like a Viking type of thing. Let's say unrivaled physical prowess is a strength. And what's the flaw? Terrible visions of dark futures. That's cool. We like that. That feeds into a lot of things here. All right, so let's call this Screen the Outlaw. Mini, damn it! Why is always bold itself? All right. So many other prisoners followed my former keeper's suit. Get it? It's a pun. I'm a deck of cards. Okay. And found themselves chained in this damp and dark dungeon, only to waste away to nothing and pass. One, however, was more hardy than the others. He found that the rats of the dungeon had used my cards as part of their nests and took the time, since he had so much of it, to collect all of me and gather me together. Games of chance with the guards followed, and before they knew it, they'd lost more than a few wagers to this man, this outlaw, and found that their honor was at stake if they didn't repay their debts to him, and so let him go without alerting the still wrathful king. Nice. Okay. What does the outlaw want? And let's see here. What does the outlaw want? What's another good question here? What does the outlaw want? And I mean, this guy doesn't. Yeah, what crime did I help him to commit? Okay. All right. Crane wishes to lose himself in wine and whiskey. Every night he has nightmares of being tortured and slain by a powerful beast, the face of which he cannot see. Are you kidding me? Okay, hold on. Seriously, Google, really gonna do me like that? Gave me just a sec. Should have saved everything, so we're good to go. Okay. All right, we're good. We're back in business here. All right. So every night he has nightmares of being tortured and slain by a powerful beast, the face of which he can never see. He has it every night that he remains sober. So it has become his way to remain intoxicated for the bulk of his days and nights. He wishes to be free of the nightmares. Right, what crime did I help him commit? Good question. What crime did I help him commit? Huh, it's a tough one. As a deck of cards, you can only do so much, right? Wow, this is a tough one. Crime did I help him commit? All right, let's do this. I don't think I've ever done this before, but I think my guy's gonna leave me behind. Interesting. Let's go with this. I helped Crane steal an entire wagon full of wine barrels. He distracted the merchant with me as the woman saw, the woman recognized me as the deck of the cities. And while her back was turned, deciding if I was the real thing or not, Crane left without me, stealing the wagon and all of its contents, which would surely keep him nightmare-free for quite some time. I am always fascinated by how even as an agent of chaos, I am affected by its power as well. This dude just up and left. I've never in this series done where like the keeper just decided like screw it, bye. I have something else is way more important. So yeah, so funny. All right, so so I'm left behind, and this is interesting. So let's do this. All right, so we've okay. So just want to make sure I'm in the right place here. So let's go to now. We've kind of figured out all this stuff. We've answered the 2 questions. Now we're already kind of ahead of ourselves. I normally am not quite at this area, but this is cool for this artifact. So very neat. So we answered the 2 questions, and we pretty much told the entire story already. So we're kind of in the right place for to go on the tables right now. Let's see. This is a great question. This is a great one. I like this, especially for this is so perfect for this deck of cards. So my keeper's already left me behind. So that's already a done story. So we're continuing on. So the merchant decided to cut their losses and take me to a contact of theirs, an artifact forger. So let's see. As I was copied, I made sure to have several sets of hidden markings appear on my surface. Cheats would recognize one set of markings or another, and only about half would tell the true face of the card itself. Other cheats would notice other patterns and interpret them equally as chaotically as another. The merchant who took me sold out of the copies, but it quickly became known that they were mere counterfeits, with the added injury of causing no few murders at the card table, as both cheats as cheats were revealed and dealt with. As cheats, even like, and even competing cheats. Nice. All right, so let's see here. What are we going to change about this for being on a neglected mischief table? Let's respond to an artifact question. I don't think we've done that in a little bit. This is a good one. Okay. You are immortal. Fate will never touch you. What do you wish you could tell your keepers about the true nature of destiny? That's a tough one, but an interesting one for these cards. So, so I wish I could tell them. You should tell your keepers about the true nature of destiny. Let's see. So I wish I could tell them I've never revealed the secret that all is chaos. Fate infers that there is an orderly route of things that end up at the same end. And that nothing can change that path. I am here to tell you that the paths are an illusion, and chaos is the only constant. Get it? Constant? If so, you ever heard Heraclitus, the whole you can only separate, you know. Anyway, so like the thing comes from all this philosophy is the only, let's see, was it so constant and chaos? So it's like if something is always chaotic, then that's a constant. It's constantly chaotic. So it's almost again, they fight each other with those ideals. So where am I? So I'm here to tell you that the past are an illusion, and chaos is the only I forgot what I was going to put here. It even had like the open quote C. I don't know. So I'm here to tell you that the past are an illusion, and chaos is the only constant. That's what I was going to do. World where they end up is never for certain. All is in flux, as it should be. Cool. All right, so let's go back here. So we did the table. Answered an artifact question. Consider how the keeper loses you. We've already kind of done that. Move in time to wait for new keeper. These times are sadly low. I don't see a logical reason to do it for like centuries at a time or anything. So let's do this. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Eventually, I was sold off on accident. You put accident in quotes, yes. With one of the remaining fakes, such as they were. I was passed from person to person regularly enough that I had no true keeper. I was owned for the duration of a hand and no longer stashed away until the next game. Okay. So time passes. And let's see here. So let's wow, again, it's almost sad that this round I'm finding myself with no logical reason to go for like a century passes. Instead we'll kind of keep going with this. Let's say a year. So in this age, a year is 40 whole seconds of rest. So yeah, it's kind of again. There's this keeper infers that this person keeps you for some time. That you are owner and you're the keeper and the kept are one more or less. So that's just not happening. It's a deck of cards. I mean, passed around. Makes sense. So let's do the 40 seconds, and we'll come back and we'll go to my last keeper. All right, 40 seconds. So again, as you rest, think of the weight of every passing day growing imperceptibly with each sunset. Here we go, 40 seconds. Hmm. 40 seconds. All right. All right, let's start the last act. Act 3, Ruination. All right, and let's figure out who our keeper is. We're going to do the All Walks of Life again. So this came to me with the last keeper, but I decided I wanted to save this for the final keeper, I should say. This will be a let's see here, a superior assassin. Let's see, dressed in shoulder cape and stylish armor. Their drive will be to let's see here. Gain the respect of my elders. So like this will be like the superiors in the Assassins Guild. And I think where if you put assassin and playing cards together, you know where this is going. But here we are. All right, so strength. astonishingly fast reflexes. That's how they survive so long. And a flaw is enemies too numerous to count. Nice. All right. So this will be Simone, the assassin. Let's see. I became kept by Simone by complete chance. She had been dutifully searched by one of the Earl's bodyguards upon entering the gambling hall, and again before taking a seat at his table. But she was more cunning and creative than they gave her credit for, which was their downfall. Even as she picked me up, she felt the power on me. But the power didn't interest her. Rather, my slightly jagged edges and the fact that each of my cards had remained completely flat through these years. When the time was right and she was dealing to the others, she dealt indeed, using me as throwing weapons, killing the Earl instantly, and then using her fists, her quick fists, and feet to make deadly work of the rest of them at the table. With a smile, she picked me up and knew that she had found her calling card. There's a lot of puns today, or at least several, which is more than I usually do, so there's that. Okay, so that's how we come to be known. So the two keeper questions. What does she need to do to prove herself to the Assassins Guild? And what great assassination do I assist her with? Okay. Okay. The more famous the mark, the better. The more perilous the target, the better. The more finesse and style with which the assassination is carried out matters, and such feats are awarded great status within the guild. Capital G Guild in this case. What great assassination did I assist her with? let me see. I have to go like this. So, and let's see. Where are we? Oh, okay, so here. An entire merchant. Let's see. So, entire merchant family had a contract taken out on their lives, and Simone took up the quest. Let's call it a quest. She entered the house under the guise of a traveling magician. When the family was gathered, she started her act off right to the point. Pick a card. She was lauded for her actions of that night and was elevated to a high place within the guild. But, let's see. Let's see here. Cass was integral to the move. One assumes with such power come great things, but in this case, the bad would overwhelm the good. All right, so that's how the keepers acquire me. I asked her the questions. Let's go to the tables. I'm gonna go with the neglected mischief. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Powerful magic has a toll. You corrupted your keeper, causing malaise, sickness, and eventually death. Was this ruination intentional? My actions are never truly intentional. Have you been reading? Chaos is the name of this game. With each success, each masterful assassination amassed more enemies and more underlings looking to take Simone's place. All right. Let's see. I neither made her sick nor infirm, but rather... Oh, come on. Seriously, this never happens. What in the hell is going on? Oh, of course, tonight's the night that, Google Docs crashes out on me. I swear. Okay. All right. And they made her sick, nor infirmed, nor... let's see. Sick, nor infirmed, nor slow of reflex. Instead, I used my power to make her the best. But in the end, the best make the biggest targets. Chaos there, right? And I'm gonna do a little physical change here too. So through the years, my edges became each stained with the blood of Simone's marks. Crimson reminders of the fact that I had become a weapon in the purest sense and had left my games of chance behind. Also, a chaotic turn of events for me. So yeah, that's how it changes. Let's see here. So let's do an artifact question. This is an interesting one. Here's a question. All right. I build it. Through my time being kept, I consider my keepers to be fellow travelers down that path of chaos. Neither of us truly knows what is coming next, but it can be fun to have a companion with whom to find out. Nice. Alrighty, let's see how. Alright, so epilogue. Let's see. After one underling finally chose just the right moment and took Simone's life, I lost my status as a weapon and gained it as a trophy to be hung under glass against a wall until the next keeper should come and tempt chaos with me and ride the rapids of reality to see what happens next. Cool. All right, nice. Whew. again, I had no idea where this is going. This is all surprised me. I always just plan the very first thing, like what object and what's the thing, what's the object's thing that they're trying to, that it embodies them, justice, chaos, etc., etc. Thirst for blood. So yeah. Again, I made this time. I'm trying something a little different each time, and this time I used the All Walks of Life expansion for all of my keepers, and I think that makes it better. It's like when I originally started playing, it was interesting to do what was just in the main book, but there's only like, I think, 4 keepers per age. Let's just take a quick look. Yeah, like 4 keepers. So after this is, episode 5, with 2 per age up until the final. Yeah. So so again, I tried something new. I tried just the expansion with this to choose my keepers, and I think it turned out really well. So we'll see what I do next time, and how that goes. Anyway, I appreciate you joining me. If you enjoyed creating with me or watching me create or whatever, come back for more. I have an entire series on Artefact, so check it out on YouTube. If you're listening to this, you're probably on YouTube. Odds are decent. But I hope you enjoyed it. Check it out more. I'm Scott's Case Files, and I had a great time tonight. So thank you. If you're watching this on Twitch, all my social media stuff is below in the about. Check that out. Think of following or subscribing to my Twitch channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, all of my social media stuff is in the description. And also think of subscribing to my channel and hitting that bell. Get alerted when I'm I put up new content, which is weekly. So anyway, I hope you have a good one. Take care. Be good to yourself. Hope your life isn't as chaotic as the keepers tonight. So otherwise, take care. And take care of each other and go forth and do no harm. And until I see you next. Bye for now.